Om Shri Ganesha Namaha Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurumedeva Sarvakarishu Sarvadam Ganganapate Namaha Om Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha Om Namo Narayanaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Shivaya Shri Hanumate Namaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 8th of April 2025. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to Paramatma residing in the heart of every single being. We are continuing to examine the glories of Bhagavan Ramchandra Ji, given that Ram Navami just passed, and this is a subject that we really have not talked much about in our daily satsang. I thought we will spend some time on this to just bring this out because it's not known to a lot of people. As we know, there's of course the Bhagavad Gita between Arjuna and Sri Krishna, but there is also Shri Ram Gita. Ram Gita has 31 Sanskrit verses, and that is in the Adhyatma Ramayana. There is a portion of the Brahmand Puran. So there's a Puran called Brahmand Puran, which has over 4,000 verses, and within that Puran, there is the Adhyatma Ramayana. So that Adhyatma Ramayana has in there this Ram Gita, which is the conversation between Ramchandra Ji and Lakshman Ji. So Bhagavan Ram is giving Updesham to his brother on the highest Vedanta realization, the highest truths. So I want to introduce to you this Gita. It basically has the key themes of Advaita Vedanta, self-inquiry, detachment, nature of the Atman, Maya, liberation, inner renunciation. Those are standard themes. That the world is temporary, unreal, that concept is there. The self is ever pure, ever free, that is there. Vairagya and Gnan are discussed, and that rituals and external forms are secondary to the realization of the Atma Tattva. Right, so these are the key points. There's 31 verses. I want to go into verse number 2. Verse number 2 states the following: Ajnanam Jadam Agneyam Gnanam Gneyam Chidatmanha Nagneyam Asti Tat Tvam Vignanam Kevalatmanaha. This is verse number 2 of the Ram Gita. Right? So what is this verse taking? This is pure Adhyatma. It is called Adhyatma Ramayana. It's not a story, of Ramchandra Ji. It is the spiritual teaching that is given. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita, that's not a story. There is no charitra. The Krishna is giving the spiritual truths, adhyatmic truths. Similarly, Vachanamrut may be aisa hai. Maharaj is giving adhyatmic truths to the Paramahansas. Like that, whenever a scripture is written that is giving this adhyatmic truth, that is called a Gita. It's a song, of course, but it is adhyatmic, meaning it is about the Atma and the Paramatma. So here, Bhagavan Ram is saying that Ajnanam Jadam Agneyam. It means that ignorance, meaning Ajnan is ignorance. There's Gnan and Ajnan. Ignorance is inert, meaning Jadam. Interesting word, Ajnan is Jadam and unknowable. You cannot say, I want to know ignorance. You see this point? Like, for example, when we say that darkness is there at night time, 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock a.m., say, I want to know what is Ajnan. It's not an object of knowledge. Ajnan is not knowable. Isn't that interesting? Yes, see how this is a very deep scripture. These 31 verses are extraordinarily profound. Each and every sentence in this, you have to really contemplate, meditate, and read the commentaries on this. Nobody talks about this Ram Gita at all. Nobody even knows that is there. Most people don't know there is Ram Gita, but there is. You can see how amazing it is. Look at the beginning of this, verse number 2. Ajnanam Jadam Agneyam. Gnanam Gneyam. Gnanam Gneyam Chidatmanaha. Gnanam Gneyam Chidatmanaha means that the realization of who you are, of the Brahman, of the reality itself, what is that? That knowledge, that wisdom, that realization is Chidatmanaha. Chidatmanaha means it is consciousness, pure consciousness. That is realizable, not Ajnana. It's like saying, I can see the sun and the brightness of the sun. Am I actually knowing what is darkness? No, not really. We cannot know darkness. We have a sense of that it is dark, but darkness doesn't have any existence. So it's a parallel. At nighttime, what we say nighttime is darkness. But Ajnan is like that. Jisko Ajnani kehte hai, that is not knowable. And that's the point Bhagwan Ram is making. He's telling Lakshman Ji that you do not try to understand what is this Ajnan. It is not understandable. Try to keep your attention on the reality itself, on the reality with a capital R, the actual tattvam. Na gneyam asti tattvam. So, but in truth, there is no knowable. The ultimate truth is realized as the undivided pure self. Vijnanam kevalatmanha. Vijnanam keval, meaning, see, Vijnan is where our intelligence absolutely is energized to its highest ability without all of the deficiencies, with all the deficiencies removed. And that intelligence, meaning the buddhi, it opens completely its capacity through bhav. So the emotional energy and intellectual energy combine together. Once they combine together, the buddhi tattva and the emotions, they open completely to their highest capacity within us, inside of us. And that is called Vijnanam. Vijnanam kevalatmanaha. Kevalatmanaha. Kevalatmanaha means the pure. Keval means only the Atman. Only that one reality is shining. It's like when the sun comes up. Just the sunlight is there. The sunlight is giving light everywhere. Everything is lit because of the sun. Similarly, within all of us, the dawning, the opening of Vijnana. Vijnanam kevalatmana. This is the last two. These are the two last words of verse number 2 of the Ram Gita. And this is what he's talking about, that to realize this tattva. Why do you think, let's go back to the Ramayana story for example. Why did Ramchandra ji actually go to the forest? Because of this reason. He already had this realization. And there's action to be performed, but he wanted to set that standard of sthita pragnata, that whatever may happen in life, by charitra he's showing, and by teaching he's showing. Remember I mentioned it yesterday or day before sometime, that there is the charitra of the incarnations of God, and there is the adhyatmic teachings of the incarnations of God. So this is the adhyatmic teaching. Krishna Charitra hai, Krishna Bhagwan ne Gita bhi di hai. 2 Gitas are there. Uddhav Gita and the Bhagavad Gita. This is Ram Gita. So in the Ram Gita, this is the point that he's making, that the focus needs to be completely on the realization of your own actual existence that is not part of this Ajnan. Ajnanam, he says Jadam. Jadam meaning it is non-conscious, unconscious, like a rock, like a stone. Stone is considered to be Jad. The word Jad means inert. It doesn't have any life. We can say an ant has life, a frog has life, we have life. A rock doesn't have life as such. It still has consciousness, but it doesn't have our kind of life. So that's where this word Jada comes in the Sanskrit. He says Jad Buddhi. This kind of expression is there also. Jad means inert or insentient. That is the translation. So Ajnanam Jadam Agneyam. Agneyam means it is not knowable. Ajnana is the is the ignorance, the lack of realization. It's like darkness is what? Lack of realization of light. That is darkness. Similarly, the bondages within the three gunas of Maya, the three avasthas, Jagrat, Swapna, Shushupti, avastha, that we are moving through day in and day out, day in and day out. We have a choice through the teachings of the great enlightened masters like Bhagwan Ramchandraji here in this case. We have an opportunity to we have an opportunity to awaken Vijnanam, to awaken ourselves from inside and not be asleep inside the three avasthas. We haven't that opportunity every day. Yes. Now somebody will ask, how do you do that? What do you mean becoming awakened? Well, this is the whole point. That the experiences of the Jagrat Avastha, they are coming and going. Every moment, time is coming and going. But in those experiences, at the relative state, there is the attachment of the mind towards Paramatma. This is what I mentioned this yesterday, last couple of days, the importance of Ram Nam, the importance of Bhakti, the importance of the mantra, right? Ram mantra, the Ram Bij, all these things we talked about. What is that? That kind of sadhana is performed in the waking state while we perform other activities as karma yoga. So if you have to go to work, have to do, if you're a doctor performing a heart operation, you're not going to be taking a mala and saying, Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. The patient is dying on the thing. The Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram is not going to help you over there. You have to actually perform the operation. You cut the person and says, now I don't, okay, Bhagwan Ram kar denge. It's not like that kind of foolishness is not to be done. Some people do this kind of stuff. They go they take an exam and they write the name of Krishna in the whole paper and they get a failing grade. These kinds of incidences have happened, believe it or not. Bhagwan is doing everything. I don't have to worry. Naam mein sab kuch hai. Like likh do in the exam paper, Ram Naam or Krishna Naam. And they write the whole 1008 names of Vishnu Sahasranam. Is that the answer to the biology test? It's not like that. You cannot mix that thing like that. That will not work. You see, so the point is that these scriptures and everything have to be understood in the right context. When we are performing activity in the Jagrata Avastha, any activity, that activity is just offered to Paramatma. At the beginning of the activity, just take the name of the Lord once. Shri Ram. You don't have to take even more than that. And then do the activity. At the end of the activity, Shri Ram, Shri Krishna, Namah Shivaya. That's fine. And offer the whole thing. Don't hold on to it. I'll give you an example of how this is applied here. Let's say you have a doctor who performs a heart operation. And let's say the person gets $10,000 for doing that after the tax. Just as an example. I don't know how much they get exactly, but I'm just giving an example. If the attention is on how much money I'm going to get because of doing this, that becomes a karma. That becomes a binding karma. Yes, you need that, no doubt. But if the attention is on seva, that to do seva of Paramatma through this kriya, the karma doesn't bind inside. Otherwise, that you're going to be bound with that patient for millions of lifetimes. Just that one heart operation can bind the individual with another person because you're bound to the person, what they're giving you, and there's the back and forth, give and take, and ये सब कर्म का बंधन है. एक भी कर्म का बंधन होना नहीं चाहिए in जागृत अवस्था. If even one bandhan is there, it can literally cause millions of lifetimes, back and forth, because you're chasing something. That person is chasing something. This is a big mistake. You see? Because then there's a feeling, I did this karma, I got this from this person because I did this. Now there's a binding there. There's a binding to the karma, it's to the action. There's a binding to that person. There's a binding to that kriya. And a person mind gets stuck inside that realm. So what is that? That is jada. This is what Bhagwan Ram kehte. It is difficult to understand this. Ajnanam jadam agneyam. Koi bhi karma which we do with the ahankar, I am doing this, that becomes jada karma. That becomes jada. And that binds, that creates a bondage right away. You see what happens, right? When, just take the example, somebody does an operation like that. Then they get the check and they say, wow, I did a great job. This, we feel good about it, all that kind of thing. Okay, but if you forget offering it to the Lord, that this is nothing to do with me, this is a seva for you, then the karma hits the person inside the sukshma sharir, and it gets solidified there, and the person keeps chasing that, running after that, and then they're lost. Then when the body goes, they have to be reborn again, chasing it further and further and further. इसीलिए अनंत जन्म होते हैं. You'll be surprised, even attachment to a cup of coffee can cause millions of lifetimes. It's a small, the incident is there of Bharatji and the Mrug. You remember this from the Bhagavatam. Bharatji was a king. He left the kingdom. He went into the forest. Bahut dhyan kiya, very awakened person. Dove came, small baby deer, dove. He became attached to that deer. He took care of it, but then he became internally, his meditation got focused on the form, and emotional attachment occurred to the deer. Immediately next lifetime was a deer. Ante yamati sagati. You see, jahan hamari vritti hai, wahan hi hamara janma hai. So, इसीलिए भगवान क्या कहते, वृत्ति भगवान में ही रखो. Not in anybody or anything. Everything is only form of God. Then there's no issue. If the patient is saying, oh, ये भी भगवान राम ही है, कोई issue ही नहीं है इसमें. But if I say, no, I'm this and this is this and this is that and I'm doing this, मैं और मेरा, the attachment comes. Then one is lost. The Maya किसी को छोड़ती नहीं. Maya will not let anybody, Maya will take the person exactly where you want to go. She doesn't make a mistake. Bhagavati. जो Mahamaya, she never makes any mistakes. We make all mistakes. She doesn't make any mistake. वो तो mistake ही नहीं करते जो परम तत्व है. They know भगवान की शक्ति ऐसे, they know each and every jivatma, what the jivatma is carrying and where they want to go. So when we decide, that's what Lakshman Ji is taught here by Bhagwan Ram, that don't be disturbed by anything. Don't be disturbed by anything. Lakshman Ji was an awakened person also. But this is an updesh that he's giving. That Vijnanam Keval Atman. When we reach that stage, then Anand hi hai. Sab kriya mein koi bandhan, nirbandha sthiti hai. Kriya to chalti hai. The doctor is going to be the best doctor then. The doctor will be the topmost doctor. There's no question about that. Why? Because there's no ahankar in the activity. We get tremendous praise, get tremendous awards, get tremendous things. Ahankar nahi hai. So ahankar aata hai, that destroys the connection with the supreme reality. That is the difference between ajnanam jadam gneyam versus jnanam kevalatmanaha. Kitni adbhut baat hai. The kriya doesn't change. Activities continue, but it is called nirbandha kriya. क्रिया करो, बंधन नहीं है क्रिया में. It's chapter 3 of the Gita. We'll cover it sometime in a lot of detail. In the entire chapter 3 of the Bhagavad Gita is about this. So it is amazing. Is it difficult? No. What is so hard about this? Ram naam lena, Krishna naam lena, Shiv Ji ka naam lena. Before starting the kriya. It's very simple. I warmed up a cup of coffee. I did this today before our satsang here. I warmed it up. I have to ask myself, did I take the name of Sri Krishnaya Namaha? That's all. It's literally that simple. There's nothing complicated in this. And then after the coffee is drank, Sri Krishnaya Namaha, sab kriya mein. Naam. Even if you don't say Ram, be very easy. Ram, itna hi bolna. And then do the kriya. You want to go for a walk outside? Ram. And then finish the walk, come back. Ram. Offer it. No karma will be accumulated. Not at all. How simple can this be? Kitna simple hai ye? Try it today. Do it today. Experiment with this. This is our sadhana. I'm going to try to show one sadhana every day. This is a simple sadhana. And it is a powerful sadhana. Isme koi bade shastron ka, you don't have to sit for hours in front of the murti. That's fine if you want to do that. That's how advanced sadhana. This is simple. It is extremely simple. Literally, when you're getting up, Ram, walking to the bedroom, Ram, coming back, Ram, one time, starting to read something, Ram, ending with that, Ram. What do we just close with this? What did we learn from the incident from Ramayana? When they're building that bridge to the Lanka, all of the stones are written the name Ram. All those monkeys, right? That's the story, right? The monkeys are writing the name Ram. They're putting the stone inside the ocean, and then the stone floats. So what does it mean? What does the story mean? When you take the name of Ramchandraji, the devotee doesn't drown inside the sansar. It has that kind of spiritual meaning. Very, very simple. This is the power of Bhagwan Ram, Ram Nam. It is so simple, it couldn't be more simple than that. Okay, let's stop here for now, and then we'll continue further tomorrow. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarva Karishu Sarvadamaim Brim Klim Chamundaye Viche Om Durge Durge Rakshini Tha Tha Swaha Om Shri Durga Arpanamastu Om Shri Radha Krishnar Panamastu.